Okay, so today Megraj with us for mock interview. So, hello Megraj, how are you?
Yes, sir. I am fine.
Okay. So Megraj, just tell me about yourself something.
Sir, my name is Meghraj Chavan. I am from Dharashiv. Recently, I completed my BCA from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Aurangabad University,
Okay,
uh, with 83%. And now I completed my Java Full Stack Developer course from Kiran Academy. And about my skill, I knowledge about the core Java, HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
good. So currently I have pursuing full stack developer course, right? Java full stack developer.
Yes, yes,
Okay. In that, currently you have completed core Java only. Yes.
yes. Only core Java completed.
Okay. So I will ask some questions regarding core Java. Okay. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So Megraj, so tell me, what is Java?
The Java is the general purpose static compile secure language. The Java is the general purpose because the Java is used in that everywhere. The Java is also used for the mobile based application, and the Java is also used for the computer based application also. So the Java is also used in that everywhere. So the Java is the general purpose. Then we see the Java is the static language.
Yeah.
The static language are those language they are forced to the user to the declare the data type before the variable. So the Java is also the static language. Next is a compiler. In that the compiler Java is used the compiler means the Java is based on the compiler. The compiler read the source code and it is converted into the byte code. Then the compiler are also check the syntactical errors in that the programs. So the Java is also based on the compilers. Next, we see the Java is the secure language. Java is also the secure language. Java provides that type of the security features to the developer in that the Java. So the Java language is also used for the banking sector related application development. So it's about the Java.
Okay. Excellent, Megraj. Excellent. Good. So you have good knowledge, I think, about Java. Yeah, that's your great answer of
Yes.
what is Java. Okay. So my next question is that. Can you tell me some features regarding Java? The features of Java.
Yes, the Java. Yes, the Java is the programming language. It has some their features. The Java is the simple to the use and the simple to the handle. The Java is also the simple. Those programmer or those learner, they have the knowledge about the C and the C++ background because the C and the C++ knowledge, C and the C++ some features are also available in that the Java.
Yeah,
So
right.
those person they have the knowledge about the C and the C++. They can be easily learn this Java language.
Yeah.
Next feature is the Java is the object-oriented programming language. In that the Java, the object and the classes are also used. The in that the Java every variables and the methods are also enclosed in that the classes. Also the main method are also enclosed in that the classes. And in that the Java the OOPS concept are also involved like the polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, the package that type of the features are also available in that the Java. So the Java is the fully object-oriented programming language. Next feature is the Java is the high-level language. As compared to the C and the C++, when we see the Java is the high-level language, it's provide the high features as compared to the C and the C++.
Okay,
So
good.
the Java is a high-level language, and the fourth feature is the Java is the static language. Java is also the static language. In that the static language, they are forced to the user to the define their data type before the variable. So the Java is also the static language. So these are the four main features of the Java.
Okay, good, Megraj. Megraj, you know about the main feature of Java is Java is platform independent programming language regarding to the
Yes, yes,
many
yes,
programming
yes,
language, right?
absolutely.
We have C, C++. but the Java having platform independent programming language. What is the reason behind
Yes,
that? You know about that? Yeah, just tell me.
yes. I try to explain.
Okay.
Yes, the Java is also the platform independent. It's because of the bytecode and the JVM. So the Java required the both compiler and the interpreter. The compiler read the source code and it is the converted into the bytecode. Then the interpreter read this bytecode and it is the converted into the machine code. So the Java required both compiler and the interpreter also. So through the JVM, it's the possible because the JVM is the platform dependent. So the Java is the platform independent. When in the another operating system there are the JVM are present. So from the one operating system to the another operating system, when we are share Java file at that time through the JVM, it can be executed in any other operating system. So Java is the platform independent.
Okay, that means the bytecode is platform independent. We can run that bytecode in multiple different types of operating systems, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay, okay. So in Java, what are the features which makes Java is a secure programming language?
Because the Java is also avoiding the pointer and the Java is also avoiding the multiple inheritance.
Yeah.
So that type of the drawbacks, they are this is the security related drawbacks. So the Java is avoiding that type of the drawbacks and they are maintain their securities. And the Java also provide the access specifiers. So
Yeah.
it's as it work as like the securities.
Okay, good, good. So can you tell me what are the access modifiers present in Java and what is the use of each access modifier? Can you tell me just briefly?
Yes. In the Java, there are the four type of the access specifier: public, private, protected, and the default. The public access specifier are those access specifier. They can accessible from the anywhere. They are also accessible in their own package, and they are also accessible in the another package also. Then we see next is the protected access specifier. The protected access specifier, they are accessible within their own package and they are also accessible within their another package. Then we see next is the accessible within their another package accessible for the child class. Then we see the third is the protected access specifier. The protected access specifier, they can only accessible within their own class. Fourth is the default access specifier. The default access specifier, they are accessible within their own package. They're not accessible they are not accessible to the another package. When we are not write in access specifier, by default, the default access specifier, it's not visible. So it's
Oh,
about the access specifiers.
okay, Megraj, class can be static.
Yes. We are also create the static class.
Sorry, no, Megraj, class cannot be static. Class can be only public, default, final, and abstract. Okay, but
Yes,
inner
I
classes
don't
can be static.
understand.
Okay,
Yes,
inner
yes,
class
yes.
can be
Outer
static,
class.
but the main class only be public, default, abstract, and final. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So tell me, when we declared class as a final, so can we extend that class?
No, no, we cannot extend this class.
Okay, because when we declare class as a final, so we cannot extend. That means we cannot inherit that class. Okay.
Yes.
So just tell me, you know about abstract class?
The abstract class. The abstract class are those we can declare this abstract class as like the as general classes. In that we are also declare the variables and the methods, but we not create that class object.
Okay.
This for the use of the abstract class, we require to the create their child class. Means, for example, when we are create the class A as the abstract class, and the class B extend this class A. So in that the class B are the child class. So the in that the class B means the child class can be access all those variables and the methods of the class A. So in that the abstract class we not create the object, but we can access the variables and the methods of the abstract class in the child class.
Okay, right. And the abstract class can contain abstract method also, right?
Only the abstract method they are contained.
No, no, no. Abstract class contain abstract method as well as concrete method. That means
Instance
instance
method
method, static method
also.
we can also create. Okay.
Yes,
So tell
yes.
me, what is abstract method?
Method, the abstract method are declared using the abstract keyword. In that the abstract method, we are declare the body of the abstract method. This method are only declared in that the abstract class, and the abstract, firstly we are declaring the abstract method, and nextly we are declaring their bodies of the abstract methods.
Okay,
So it's
okay,
about the abstract methods.
okay. So abstract method means method without body, means that this method is no any body, right? Only method declaration. We
Yes,
have
yes,
to implement that abstract method into the child class. Okay.
yes, yes. Firstly we declare, and nextly we are provide the definition of this class
Yes, right.
method.
Okay, so just move to the constructor. So tell me the what is constructor and why we use constructor.
Yes, and the constructor are the special type of the methods. This method name and the class name are the same. And these are the constructor. When we are creating the object, by default, the constructor will be executed. And the constructor are only ones for the object. In that the constructor, we see there are the three types of the constructor. First is the default constructor. Next is the parameterized constructor, and third is the non-parameterized constructor. In that the default constructor they are created by the system. When the developer is not create the constructor in the class, that time the system will be create the constructor. Then we see the non-parameterized constructor. In that the non-parameterized constructor, in that the constructor we are provide the argument at the creation time of the constructor, we are provide the argument. So when we are create the object of that particular class, that time in between the declaration of the object, we are also provide the arguments according to the our constructor. So by default, the parameterized constructor will be executed. Then we see the non-parameterized constructor. In that the non-parameterized constructor, we are also declare this constructor in that the class, but in that the non-parameterized constructor we not provides any arguments. So when we are creating the object, that time this non-parameterized constructor will be executed. So it's about the constructors.
Oh,
Then we see why we use the constructor, because the when we are creating the construct when we are creating the object, that time the constructor will be executed. So when we are developing the any other project, that time firstly we are checking the connection between the databases, connection between the servers. So as like that functionalities or that program, we are also providing that the constructor. So when we are creating the object, that time this code will and our connection will be performed. So as like that they are also used in the constructor, and the constructor are also used for the creation of the object also.
okay,
So it's about the constructors.
okay, Megraj. So Megraj, my next question is that why we use method? Without method, can we not create a program? What is the need of method? What is the advantage of method?
Yes, in that the method we are also declare the variables and the various things. In that the variables we declare the local variables also. So the variable methods are also perform the particular task. When we are required to the particular task, that time we can easily call to their method, and the method provides that type of the execution, or they fulfill our task also. So the method, in that the method, when we see the method and the loop, these are the two in that the Java. The loop are executed only once, they are executed only once place, but the method are we are declared the ones and used in the everywhere. So we are also used the method in that the everywhere through the calling to that method. So that is the main feature of the method. Without method, we are also used in the Java. But the method, when we are called to the method, that time it provides the memory, and when the method is end, that times it's it's not available in that the memory. So it is also the memory, means it is
Okay,
we are creating the methods.
okay, okay, okay. So how many types of method in Java?
In the Java, the parameterized method and the non-parameterized method. These are the two types of the methods. The parameterized method are those methods in that the method declaration we provides the arguments in that the method, and in the non-parameterized method at the time of the method declaration we not provide any arguments, and at the time of the call of the non-parameterized method we only call this method name, we not provide any argument. And
Okay,
at the
okay,
time of the call of the, yes, yes, it's
okay.
about the
I
method.
think I asked about static method and instance method. You know about that?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So just tell me what is the difference between static method and instance method?
The instance method are declared in that the class. Static method are also declared in that the class. But the static method are ones for the object, and the static instance method are ones for the object, and the static method are ones for the class. So through the object we can access the instance method, but through the class we can access the static method. So
Okay.
these are the two main difference of the instance method and the static methods.
Okay. And same as instance variable and static variable. Some points. Can you tell me some points regarding static variable, instance variable, and local variable?
Yes, yes. Firstly, we see the local variables. Local variables are those variables they are declared in the methods. They are only used in the methods. So these variables are the local variables. Then we see the instance variable. The instance variable are those variables they are declared in that the class. They're not declared in that the specific method. They are only used in that the particular class. So these are the instance method. And then we see the static variable. The static variable are declared using the static keyword. They are only ones for the class. They're not for the object. Through the class name, we can access these static variables. For example, when we are declaring the static variable as the a static variable. So through the class name means the class name is our class name is A. So our class name is the demo. So through the demo dot A, as like we can assign the class name dot static variable name, as like we can access the static variables. So it's about the variables.
Okay, okay, okay. Good. So next, can you tell me the types of inheritance in Java?
Yes, yes. In that the Java, it's also the part of the OOPS concept. In that the inheritance, there are the five types of the inheritance in that Java. First is the simple inheritance. In that the simple inheritance, one child class can be extends or inherits the property of the parent class, single parent class. In that the simple inheritance, one child and the one parents are also present. Their good example is to the then we see the example of the simple inheritance in that the class A and the class B, these are the two classes. The class B extend the class A, so the class A are the parent class and the class B are the child class. So it's the example of the simple inheritance. Next is the multi-level inheritance. In that the multi-level inheritance, the child class can be extend the properties of the parent class as like the another child class are extend the properties of the another class. It's understand by the example. For example, we are using the class B, means in that the class A are the parent class and the class B are the child class. Then the class C are the child class and the class B are the parent class. When we see the non-technical example of the multi-level inheritance, it's as like the grandfather, father, and the son. So the grandfather, all those properties are comes to their father, and the father, all those properties are automatically comes to their child. So then we see the next inheritance is the multiple inheritance. In that the multiple inheritance, there are the one child and the number of the parents. For this purpose, in the Java, the interfaces are provided for the multi-level, multiple inheritance. In the multiple inheritance, when we see the example of the multiple inheritance, we use the three classes: class A, class B, and the class C. The the class C. So in that we can this implemented using the interfaces. So when we see the non-technical example of the a non-technical example of the multiple inheritance, in that the multiple inheritance is as like the father and the mother, there are one single child. So
Oh,
all those functionality of the fathers and mothers there comes to their child. So it is the non-technical example of the multiple inheritance. Then we see next is the hierarchical inheritance. There are the there are the one parent class and the number of the child classes. For example, we are used the three classes: class A, class B, and the class C. The class B extend the class A, and the class C extend the class A. So the class B and the class C, they are the child classes of the class A. So the class A, all those functionalities are also extended by the class B and the class C. So when we see the non-technical example of the hierarchical inheritance is the father and their two sons. So all those property of the father there automatically comes to their sons. And fifth is the type is the hybrid inheritance. In that the hybrid inheritance, they are the combination of the any other inheritance. So it's all about the inheritance in the Java.
okay, okay. It's excellent, Megraj. You have core knowledge, scratch knowledge about each concept present in Java. Just tell me how much study you.
Yes, yes. When I am free, I am starting studying because I only spend my time in my basic activities. When I am free, I am now starting study. So I also interested for the study, so I achieve that type of the confidence on my knowledge, on my communication also.
Okay, okay, okay. You are answering as a non-technical example also for each concept, right? Okay, this is good. Uh, your future is also
Yes,
okay when you face the real interview for the company. At time, this confidence is also useful. Okay, so just
yes.
tell me why we use inheritance. Why we use? What is the advantage of using inheritance?
In that the inheritance, it's avoiding the repetition of the codes. In that we can access the parent class facilities. So it's understand by the one example. For example, we see the one old Maruti car. In that, the suppose in that the old Maruti car there are the 5 gears, but in that the new version of the Maruti cars there are the 7 gears. So we are also replace their features also using the inheritance. For this purpose, the overriding is also required, but it's also part of the inheritance. So that type of the feature we are also provide using the inheritance. And inheritance is also reduce the codes. So
Okay,
that's
that
the
means for
feature
the
of the inheritance.
reusability and the reduce of code, we can use inheritance. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Move forward to the concept of polymorphism. Okay. So just tell me simple words, what is polymorphism?
In that the polymorphism, the poly means the many and the forms, morphism is the forms. So the many forms are also provided. It's related to the methods. In that the polymorphism, there are the two type of the polymorphism: method overloading and the method overriding. The method overloading, it's also called the compile
Yeah, yeah.
compile time polymorphism, and method overriding, it's also called the runtime polymorphism. Then we see the first is the method overloading. In the method overloading, the same name of the method but the different signature is also known as the method overloading. The method overloading is also performed in the same class, and they are also performed in the inheritance also. The using the single method, we are also use the different functionalities. For this purpose, the method overloading is used. Then we see the method overriding. In the method overriding, the same name with the same signature, these method are overriding. The method overriding is not used in the same class, because when we are try to the same name of the method name and the signature, so it occurs the errors. For this purpose, we are used the inheritance. So in that the parent class and the child class, the same name and with the same signature, two methods are also present. And so that type the overriding is also performed. So it's about the overloading and the overriding in
Okay,
the
Megraj,
polymorphism.
what happened when you are answering method overloading, your voice is breaking. So can you repeat what is method overloading only?
The overloading, yes. In the method overloading, there are the same name of the method, but there are the different signatures. So it is the method overloading, and the method overloading, they are also used in the same class, and it's also used in the inheritance also.
Okay. Why we use method overloading? Can you tell me the real-time example where we use method overloading and where we use method overriding?
Yes, yes. The overloading. Then we see the real time example of the overloading. Method overloading. So into the using the one method, we can use in the different functionalities. So for this purpose, when we see the one example of the traffic book ticket example, the our method name is the book ticket. So we are used the three method name, and but there are the different arguments. The one method in that the one method there are no arguments, and in that the next method we are provide any integer variable argument, and in that the third method we are provide the string argument and the integer variable. So when we are called to the non-parameterized book ticket method, so it's only provide the general ticket. And when we are called to the parameterized method, means the in that the method there are the argument variable argument are present. So when we are called that are provide the number of the general tickets. So and when we see the call to the third method, in that the third method argument we are provide the string and the variable, two variables. So it's provide according to the class name and the number of the ticket. So the same name, same method, but they are provide the different functionalities. So that type of the feature are also provided by the overloading. When we see the overriding, in that the overriding, the in that the overriding, the parent class old functionality are replaced by the child class. It's understand by the real-time example. Uh, our one car is the Maruti car. The Maruti car has only capacity of the four gears. Suppose they have the only four gears, old Maruti cars, but in the new Maruti car there are the seven gears. So these four gears feature are replaced by the overriding in their child class. So we are replacing the features of the parent class in that the child. So when we are called, when we are creating the object of the child class, and when we are called, that time only seven gear facility will be we are access. We will not access the old facility by the overriding.
Okay, Meghraj. Okay, good. Good explanation, good real-time example which you have given. Okay, it is excellent and it is more useful for various students which are seeing our interview. Okay. So
Yes, yes.
I will move forward to the next. Meghraj, I will just ask question regarding to the. Um, can you tell me what is the default value of Boolean variable?
Boolean variable default value is false.
Okay. And
False. And
what are the data types we have in Java?
In that the Java, there are the two types of the data types. First is the primitive data type, and next is the non-primitive data type. It's also called the user-defined data types. In that the primitive data types, there are the 8 type of the data types. Primitive data types means they are stored, they are allowed to the store the simple type of the data. And in that the non-primitive data type means the user-defined data types. In that the complex type of the data we will store. Then we see the in the primitive data types, there are the 8 types of the data types. First is the short, int, long, float, double, character, boolean. So these are the data types. The short, byte, int, long, these are the acceptable, only the integer type of the data. And the float and the double, that the character, they are accepted the character type of the data using the single quotations, and in that the boolean, they are accepted only the true and the false values. And in that the non-primitive data means it is the user defined data. These data types are created by the user. In that also the class string are also involved, so it's also created by the user, so it is the user defined data type. So it's about the data type.
Okay. And what is the memory size of non-primitive data types?
8 byte memory space.
Non-primitive data types. So, if I talk about string, array, what is the memory size of that data type?
Their memory sizes depend on the user, how they can create the data, how they can create the data types. But the string has the capacity of the 8 byte memory space.
No, Megraj, listen. The non-primitive data type size is not fixed. Okay, this is totally depend on users, what value user given to that data type. Okay, we know about
Yes,
character
yes,
data type required 2 bytes in Java. Okay, when user give the a value to the string data type, for example, string yes equals to, for example, we have given Adi. Okay, so Adi having 4 characters. Okay, so one character required 2 bytes. So they are having 8 bytes required to the string data type. Okay, this is totally depend on the value. Okay, in case of array is
yes,
also same. That means non-primitive data types memory size is totally depend on the user. That means it is not fixed. It can be changed at the runtime. Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So, Megraj, tell me why we use iterative statements. What is the need of iterative statement in Java?
Iterative statement. So, sorry, sir, I don't know about the iterative statements.
Iterative means looping statement, for loop, while loop, do while loop. Why we use that?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, I know. Looping statement.
Yes.
So, why use these loops?
Yeah, why we use?
The loops means the repetitive nature of the code. In that the loops we see, there are the loops, for loop, while loop, do while loop. In that the every loops, the one code are repetitive in that the nature, and in that the loops, the initial value and the end value were also provided. When the condition is false, that time the loop will be stopped. And so that's about the loop.
Okay, that means
So
if I want to perform same task multiple times, whenever condition is not
multiple
getting
times.
false, right? That time we can
Yes,
use
yes,
looping statement. Okay,
yes.
so conditional statement, you know about that? Why we use conditional statement in Java?
In there, the conditional statement, we are also provide the conditions. In there, the condition statement, the switch case are also involved.
Okay, whenever we need the result of based on the condition. Okay, there is one condition, so we go for
Yes,
the
yes,
if statement. They're having multiple conditions, then we go for the if else if statement, right? Okay, and we have also switch case
yes,
for that.
yes. If else
Okay,
statement.
this all regarding the basic concepts in Java. I think you have also good knowledge in each and every concept in Java. Okay, so Megraj, we will stop here for today. Okay, I think you have good knowledge and every students who are seeing this interview. Okay, So just guys focus
Yes,
on
yes.
study. When you are study in a day, at least 6 hours, or we can say at least 6 to 10 hours we must to study, okay, for the getting job. Megraj, tell me how many hours you have studied daily?
Minimum 4 hours and maximum 6 to 7 hours.
Okay, this is great.
This
Okay,
one.
when you study minimum 4 to 6 hours daily, definitely everyone have getting job. Okay, this is fixed. Okay, but you have to study, and we will upload that type of interview as much as possible. I will try to upload that interview. Okay, so the remaining part of that interview, this is practical. Okay, so after that interview I will upload that also. So guys, thank you for seeing this interview. Okay, so if you are like that interview, so like and subscribe our channel and share also with. Okay, thank you guys.